it's almost 11. Oh, I've been listening to more about Trump. It's um, sort of, I don't know, with Paul Ryan's ideas of getting rid of Social Security, getting rid of Medicare. He's a heathen. He doesn't have the humanity or the empathy to comprehend um, that he's like that he's wrong. That his ideas is self destroying. If they're attacking Trump, especially is attacking a constitution, a First Amendment. He doesn't like the press, but you know, Fox News to me is too biased anyway towards Trump. Even in their trying to like sort of criticize him, but and then it looks like that the guy he picked, that Pence guy for vice president, he's getting all excited. He's like ready, like he thinks he's gonna step in. He's a nightmare. Um, and I'll be honest with you, that it looks like really what we need to do if is you know because it does look like 100% that the Russian was involved um, in getting Trump elected. And there's so much obvious stuff like with the FBI coming out like a week before talking about emails. Emails that they weren't saying anything that seemed like that wouldn't happen in a war zone. Because like the people with the feet with the boots on the ground, they hold a lot of responsibilities for their actions because it could get them killed. So, you know, and but the whole thing was ugly. War's ugly, and I'm just so baffled about how racist people are so destructive. I see it right here in Memphis. But let me put it this way: when I first showed up here, the black people, instead of saying they whipped their kids to discipline them, that they used to say is because that's what the white man used to do to them in slavery, and it is so true. Like they changed it. Actually, somebody came on Fox News and said that. I can't remember who it was. It was 2000 and like 10. So I can't remember who it was. But I just remember like when she said it in the backlash that they got, they couldn't believe that, you know, uh, you know what I'm saying. And I find that here in Memphis, that what I think it is something that is harmful to them, they'll continue to do it. It's just like I think that what the Republicans with the United States, like basically, they are putting uh they're putting the people on the back burner. They're putting the American citizens on the back burner. And every time they do something that we don't particularly like the way they're handling it, we think that the way they're handling it is causing more damage and more harm, like allowing the coal companies to dump like chemicals and all their extra trash right into water. So, it's just the lack of respect that the Republicans have for not only nature, uh, but the lack of respect for common sense, the lack of respect for decency, the lack of respect for humanity. I mean, I haven't heard Trump say one thing about California. California's been, uh, been saying that they have a major problem ever since that dam cracked and it's been raining. But instead, Trump's running around telling everybody like how he had the most votes and blah blah this. I mean, he has people coming in from different countries and all he does is talk about himself, about me, 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 me. And Pence, Oh my God, he another one. But he the one like he thinks he's like Pence would be worse than Trump because Pence um it- I just gotta say one thing. When the Europeans came over here, when the French, the British, and the Spaniards, the French, British, and the Spaniards came over here, they invaded this land. They was not welcome. They was not wanted. You know, and it's amazing, like some of the stories that I heard, especially from one uncle. Everybody used to say he was crazy when I was at WSU. I was taking this one class, and a lot of things that he had said about black people going south because they didn't go north. Because if you went north, you're gonna be put to work. New York market, was selling black folks right on the open market and white folks too. You know, um, but so um, it so like a lot of so history has been that was one of the things that said that they had changed history 4 times, and I think that like the Republicans they're going along on the lie, you know, uh, uh, or they think that like the Pinkertons killing all the Chinese was okay, or to put the Japanese in, for lack of a better word, concentration camps here in the United States. You could see what they're doing with the Muslims. There's ways to protect our borders without harming innocent people or harming the victim people that have been victimized already through war, uh, famine, and medical problems. And which brings me to something about Trump and how I'm pretty 100% sure that the Russians got a lot of information, not just about him peeing on. One thing is, and I'm not 100% sure, but the guy that finally, anyway, let's just say some people that manage people also make sure they get the sex in the drugs that they want. Of course, they make more money off of sex than drugs, right? And if there's somebody famous, why not film them? Because then if you're blackmailing them, you could get a paycheck regularly, right? Uh, but um, there was this guy in Kansas. They were growing up, very religious church people. I think Luther. I'm not sure, but church. But their father was raping the 2 boys. At that time, there's a big thing about boy and man love or something. Well, anyway, so like him and his brother had got married because it was like expected of them, right? And both had kids. The other one of them decides that basically he was living a lie that he enjoys sex with men and doesn't enjoy having sex with women, and so you know they divorced and he went with his friend. Well, anyway, they broke up after about 12 years because the guy I'm talking about such a whore. Well, anyway, a person came in from Germany. This one guy came in from Germany, and they were having like orgies. Anyway, they all got HIV, and I mean and I didn't know like I knew one guy. That's all I thought I knew, but then I realized when my other friends started dying, I was like, wow, you know, you just don't realize how many people. Well, anyway, this guy decides to go to New York and to participate in an orgy up there for the simple fact to give them AIDS because of one of the guy that I was alluding to earlier that he was like manage, people's careers, acting careers, and and in the record, but anyway, he managed stars. So so anyway, he goes, that guy, and like that guy had like they like to have sex with boys, but this like but they're like anyways, but they're all playing like on the down low. So he goes up there, and I try to tell this one lady, about her husband, but like I don't know how to say it right, and basically she decided I was stupid. So, but anyway, he did participate, but anyway, but I'm in like in Wichita. I'm in another. No, I'm not in Wichita. Then I was in New Orleans maybe. Well, I don't know where I was, but I was no longer in Wichita. Uh, and uh, but I was in the Midwest, somewhere south Midwest, and so anyway, so he was just doing it because like they're so hateful. That's the one thing about these Christians is that he would have been better off instead of trying to get everybody infected that caused him to be gay in his mind because of the rape as a child. So anyway, he goes up there. They have sex up there, and like these guys, they bring women in. You know what I'm saying? Because like most of the guys that like they start off like they just want to high, like they pay like $1,000 for these women. They're supposed to be highfalutin. Most of them are Russian females like Ivanka, right? It's sort of how she came through. Anyway, so he gets them all sick and everything, and they and those like they just drop off. I don't know what form of HIV, but it was a bad one, and I remember I'm like, why did you do that? And you know what he told me? He goes, they worked so hard on getting me there. They worked so hard, you know, and but anyway, so anyway, the the rumor was is that because like um I'm hearing it secondhand now. The person is gone, they died, so I can't really go back and ask them. But they were like people like Trump, because like they were thinking they were going around highfalutin things. And one of the things that like, I don't want to name names, but one of the things that he had before he went was dementia. I remember his sister had got dementia. His dad had got dementia, and like with HIV, like they'll like what the prisoners will do, and just like a lot of people here, they'll say that they have they just put down the cancer. So anyway, but one of the main things, and like the guy that was running the whole thing, you know, uh, it's funny, and well, I won't say too much more because then that will let on to exactly who I'm speaking on. That one or two people that know, but anyway, which I don't want to really do that because, but the thing is that I'll never forget what he said. He said they worked so hard to get it. You know what I'm saying? They dismissed all logic. But you gotta understand also a lot of these guys that came in these orgies were like heterosexual, and what happened is they eventually they coax these guys and they get used to rubbing up against other naked men, and wants drugs and alcohol. So it makes for better blackmail when you get them in compromising positions that are not only with women but with men. But anyway, so can you imagine with the epidemic that we have of HIV, losing our Medicare and our Obamacare, because we still have a crisis, a health crisis. We have a health crisis with diabetes. We have a health crisis with hepatitis. We have a health crisis with a drug addiction, uh, and I'm talking about the opiums. And we in so as long so they're gonna get rid of the Medicare, right? We're gonna I don't understand and get rid of Social Security. I don't understand how you would think that you taking away the benefits that save lives that just Social Security just basically just keeps you from living on the streets. You know, um, especially disability is not enough to for you to get a car. It's not enough for you to really pay a rent unless it gets subsidized by HUD or or some other urban in other words. But anyway, I'm disgusted and I'm talking too long. But I'm just so disturbed with Trump being president. I'm disturbed with the Republicans, and the reason why I think that it's a security problem for the United States because you know as the Republicans see themselves as being powerful in their actions, other people see it as a bully, cowardly act where, uh, you know, I mean, the Chinese, the Japanese, the British, the Germans, you know, intellectually, the Republicans don't stand a chance. There might be one or two Republicans, but the most important thing we probably have to do is vote the Republicans out because as it stands, that they're allowing foreign companies to have a coup. It's like they had a coup. It's like these companies. We don't want be the fascists or whatever. We don't want companies to rule the United States, um, and we would like to be to keep um, able to keep living on this planet. I heard they found some other some planets that might be able to have water or retain life. Well, if we don't learn not to be a parasite on this one and destroy it, whatever life that there might be microscopy that you don't see, it will attack us so bad in a way that we won't even. Anyway, I don't know. I don't think the idea is to try to travel, a couple of 100 years to get to another planet because we're destroying this one. I think the idea is to change the policies. Don't have the pipeline. Don't have fracking. Find alternative energy that doesn't destroy our water and our air. You know, and that's another thing is he's taking out the EPA. So I guess I remember when I was a little girl in New York and we had we were burning a trash. I can't talk now. But anyway, they used to burn the trash, and each building burned their own trash, and the soot that would come out. You have nice clothes on. If it falls on you, you can't rub it. So the air quality was shitty. You know, sort of like people littered a lot. So it's sort of like it looks like Memphis. Like I can't believe over here right by the high school they fenced it off. This one area fenced it off. But the city unfenced it so they could drive all the way back there and dump trash. So, but that's part of their neighborhood beauty thing. Like they tried to give me a ticket for excessive weeds. So I guess when they came around, the excessive weeds happened to be cucumbers and tomatoes started coming up on them. Because what? I mean, it's not even fit for a feral dog to bite. You know, Never mind. It must be nice that people think that this is the way it should be. It's horrible. It's really horrible. Um, and I guess more people will die behind the Republicans' new administration policies than it'll help. And you can see how it festers up uh, um, these white neo-Nazi groups, these white neo-Nazi groups. I say, black people, we have the right too to bear arms. What is it? I forgot the militia. Have our own. To say the human race, but then again, we might just see how fast and furious y'all can burn yourself out.